Are you looking for a workplace safety checklist for reopening your business after COVID? Well, you've come to the right place. When you think about reopening your business after it was shut down due to the COVID pandemic, the biggest thing on your mind is probably safety. In this video, we're going to be looking at a checklist of must-dos for reopening your business. With thorough steps taken up front, you can address the need for workplace safety for everyone. Hi, I'm Markeisha with Jotform. Let's get started. Workplace safety affects everyone, from employees and vendors to customers and the local community. Basically, anyone who interacts with your business. And after COVID, safety means much more than just health. It means trust and confidence in your business. With so much at stake, it can be hard to figure out where to begin. Throughout this video, we will walk through a workplace safety checklist you can use. Let's just go ahead and jump into the checklist. First, you will want to thoroughly review all guidance put out there from organizations like the Center for Disease Control, or the CDC, the Occupational Safety and Health Organization, or OSHA, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, or EEOC, and the Department of Labor. There are also probably additional guidelines from your local and state government. These guidelines are essential. You can also monitor local public health communications related to COVID to stay aware of the latest recommendations. Once you're familiar with the guidelines, it's time to make a plan. This plan should provide important standards for employees when you reopen. Just be aware that as the situation out in the world changes, your policies will have to change too. What should these policies include? They need a set of safety standards and behaviors for employees and guests. These can range from social distancing and using personal protective equipment when necessary. The CDC also recommends assigning one person as a coordinator to implement these policies. But how will you handle it if someone gets COVID? You must have a response policy in place as well. Should you close the entire business or just close a specific area? Your response policy should include how you will communicate to your guests and employees. Before you bring guests and employees back, check building conditions. Will your new safety protocols be practical here? How do you assess the building? Here are 3 things to look at. First, evaluate the building and essential systems. If your building has not been in use for months, safety issues may have come up. You need to look at essential systems like HVAC, water and electrical, to ensure they are operating properly. Also, check for problems that can come from disuse, like mold or pests. Second, conduct a hazard assessment. Where in your building might it be hard for people to stay 6 feet apart? You may have to modify the layout or just plan to use PPE. For the final step in preparing the building, you must modify the workplace so that social distancing works. If you can, you need to physically rearrange the workspace to enforce it. Here are a few suggestions. You can modify the way workstations are laid out, ensuring everyone stays at least 6 feet apart. You can temporarily close community areas like cafeterias or conference rooms. If you have customers, think of ways to separate them from employees. If you are a retail store or restaurant, consider curbside delivery or pickup. Another idea might be to encourage the use of outdoor spaces. Have plenty of signs up that will direct in-store traffic to maintain a 6-foot distance from others. Get rid of communal coffee pots and snacks. Rope off the water fountains. Next, there are going to be some places where person-to-person contact cannot be avoided, and in many places, local regulations require things like masks. So, you must determine what type of PPE is needed. Make sure to provide these materials to your employees. Also, if you have vendors and customers entering your building, you must develop a policy for their PPE use as well. When bringing employees back to the workplace, you must communicate your policies to them and train them appropriately about what will be changing. This should help them feel less nervous about workplace safety, as well as educate them on implementing your new protocols. The training can be simple, but should address the following things: new workplace safety policies, general hygiene practices, COVID-19 symptoms, social distancing guidelines, cleaning and disinfection protocols, PPE usage instructions, stress management and emotional health recommendations. You can then post signs at entrances notifying any visitors of mask policies, social distancing, and warnings not to enter the building if they aren't feeling well. If you're a business that sees people by appointment, ask visitors to check in using their phones or text that they have arrived at your facility. Before you reopen, you will definitely want to figure out a way to limit in-person interactions. Many companies have gone to teleconferencing for work-related meetings and gatherings. If you have to meet, do so in open spaces with safety protocols in place, or just postpone the meeting until we can all be together again. You also might let some or all of your employees work remotely, or let employees come in at different times for work and breaks. If desks are crowded, maybe have other employees come in on rotating days. Additionally, as employees enter your building, you will need to screen them. Screening usually consists of both temperature checks and screening questionnaires. It is best to place a screening station next to the entrance. Sit a trained individual there to take each person's temperature with a thermal scanner. The screener should be provided with PPE to keep them safe, and they should remind returning employees of the safety guidelines to follow once they are inside. You should also have a simple screening questionnaire for employees to answer. They can do this online before entering the workplace or a tablet computer at the screening station. This survey needs to be completed every time they enter the premises. Jotform has several free employee COVID-19 self-screening questionnaires available to you. They also have a range of other COVID-related templates, such as work-from-home requests, self-quarantine time-off requests, contact tracing forms, liability release waivers, and more. Now that you are finally ready to come back to work, one of the last steps is to check your facilities one more time to make sure everything is sanitized and clean, and then keep it that way. To avoid the potential of the virus spreading on surfaces, make sure employees regularly clean and sanitize frequently used surfaces. Provide hand sanitizer and disposable wipes around the office, especially around common touch points like door handles or shared equipment. So now you're ready to reopen, and if you have followed these steps, your workplace should be ready too. Just remember to always follow the latest guidelines from the CDC and your local government. Here is a quick recap of the steps we discussed. Review available guidance. Create a plan. Check and prepare the building. Determine and procure PPE. Train employees on safety measures. Notify customers and vendors. Limit in-person employee interactions. Implement employee screening measures. And maintain a sanitary environment. It's time to get back to work. I'm Markeisha, and I thank you for watching. See you all later.